Hello. This is gonna be like a mini thrift haul and some chit chat. Because I got a few things that I bought yesterday. It's like 6:30 in the morning. And oh my god, I'm gonna talk about yesterday because yesterday was just fucking weird too. But I got back home maybe like 30 minutes ago. I had stayed the night at the guy that I'm dating, his place last night, but he works really early in the morning, so I got woken up at like 4:49 by his alarms, a lot of alarms. It was really grating. He's just like one of those people where he has to have like a whole system set up to wake him up. It was a lot. I'm obviously very tired. I didn't sleep at all yesterday when I got home from work. I was up for over 30 hours before I went to sleep. I fell asleep maybe like 9:40ish last night. I woke up a bunch of times though. I woke up like maybe 5 or 6 times between my bladder and like him just being restless. Like this is the first time we actually like slept in the same bed together, and yeah, he's very they're just like talking in his sleep, and a couple times that woke me up because I thought he was talking to me because I kind of sleep very light. I don't think I get the best like REM sleep, so he was just like, he'd be saying things and sometimes he would talk kind of loud in his sleep and I'd be like, what? And I realized he was sleeping, and then I'd go back to sleep. I'd only be up for like a minute or two those times, but yeah, that's one of those things when you're like building a relationship with someone and you just learn how they are when they sleep. He's not a very cuddly sleeper at all, like at all. He's actually like the polar opposite from when I was dating Josh. Josh would be like, I would get out of bed, and then when I come back in bed he would like grab me and pull me in closer, which was so sweet and cute, and I loved it. I would get a little hot sometimes, but I'd just throw the covers off. But this guy, he just, if he starts to get hot, like, he doesn't want like your skin touching his skin, so that's a little sad. I would just like putting my arm on him, like I didn't want to make him like too hot, but I just like to touch the person I'm sleeping with usually. Like once I'm asleep it doesn't matter because I'll roll around a lot, but when I first am going to sleep I do like to cuddle. Like he didn't mind until he was getting hot, but like I understand, but it is still a little sad. I had to get up and grab myself a drink. My throat's hurting because that happens when I don't get a lot of sleep. Cause like I said, I didn't sleep at all yesterday, and I slept like, when I say yesterday I mean when I got home from work. I went to try to lay down, but I just didn't sleep at all. It was just a weird day yesterday. I finally gave up at like 9 in the morning, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'll start my errands, because I had to wash my work shirts because I was trading them in for because I've lost weight, so I was trading them the size down because the ones I have are so huge now. So I need to wash them first, and I need to wash my work pants and everything too, just to do my regular laundry. And I had other errands I need to run. Well, I didn't get outside my apartment before I fucking blew a tire, so that was great. And this is like brand new tires I got in January. Luckily they had the roadside hazard coverage, but that was stupid. Like I don't know, like I thought it was far enough over, but I guess I hit a curb and it fucking just completely blew out my tire, and I didn't realize it. Like at first I was like, did I blow a tire? What the fuck? Because it like, the shock on what I heard, like I had, well, it made me have a little moment of like the PTSD, like just a whole physical body reaction, because I've I got hit by a drunk driver before. I still need to do that story time. I got hit by a drunk driver before though. So like I was just having like a whole body moment, and I went down the street and I stopped at the gas station, and I was like, I got out of my car and I was just like, fuck me. I was not happy. It just completely fucked the tire. So I was like, alright, I called the tow service. I do have roadside assistance on my insurance, but I have to submit the receipt to them to get the money back. So I gotta make a copy of that today and send that out when I wake up later, because I'm gonna sleep more. I need another like 4 or 5 hours at least to make up for not sleeping yesterday, because I got like 6 hours last night. So yeah, and yeah, I need a little more sleep. Yeah, but I gotta make a copy of that when I wake up and send that out, and have some other errands that I didn't get to take care of yesterday that I want to take care of today before I go to my counseling appointment or after. I don't know. I'm just gonna be out running errands today. I'm having one of those, like, also because I didn't get enough sleep, where I just feel kind of like down and depressed. Like I just feel a little emotional and just like, I don't know, I guess I wanted to be a little more cuddly this morning, but I know guy had to get ready for work, so I just, yeah, you know, when you miss somebody. And I know I probably won't get to see him the next few days because he needs to take care of his homework and stuff, and I don't want to be a bother. So I gotta let him do his shit. I got shit I need to do. I really do. I have a bad habit of neglecting things, especially when it comes to like the beginning of relationships, and I'm working a lot. Like last night was my first night off in 2 weeks, and I don't have another day off until, it's Friday today, so I don't have another day off until next Friday, May 3rd, is that? Yeah, May 3rd. So, and that's because I'm going to Anime St. Louis. So, I've been working a lot, and I'm trying to do everything I need to do, but I just like neglecting chores and just a lot of stuff, because I'm trying to go to all my groups, or at least two groups a week. So I went to Monday, Wednesday this week. I usually been going to Monday, Wednesday, but sometimes it's Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes it's, well, sometimes I go to all three, because I have Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday's at a different location, but it's actually closer to my apartment than the Monday, Thursday one is. And I have my regular counseling on Fridays. And see, I can't think straight because I'm so tired. But yeah, taking care of counseling stuff. I've been trying to manage my medicine stuff. So I've been on the Zoloft now for 2 weeks officially. I had got prescribed 50 and I started on 25 because usually my doctor would titrate me up anyway because I'm so sensitive stuff, and I'm glad that I cut them in half and I'm titrating myself up. So I'm gonna be starting 50 tonight. I've been moving the time around from when I take it. Originally I was taking it like 2 in the morning. That wasn't any good because I was getting really bad anxiety when I was taking it, and then I couldn't sleep when I got home. Like I would get really tired for like the first 2 hours, so then I thought, well, maybe I should just take it like an hour before I get off work, so by the time it hits me I'll be off work and I'll be super tired. But that didn't work out either, because I'd be laying in bed and I'd be super tired, and then the anxiety and the restlessness would start to hit me, and then I couldn't sleep. So I had some really, really rough days, and I was really emotional and fucked up from the lack of sleep. But finally I was like, okay, I moved it to 3 p.m. or not 3 p.m. 4 p.m. because I usually wake up around 3-ish when I yeah, because I work until 6 and I usually don't fall asleep till, well, closer usually to 8 or 9. So I usually still only get like 5 or 6 hours of sleep. if I'm lucky, I can fall asleep earlier, but that usually doesn't happen. But, so I usually sleep till 3. And I was taking the Zoloft at 4. But after like 4 days of doing that, like, I was like, I can't function when I take it at that time. Because literally I'm getting out of bed, taking the Zoloft, and then wanting to lay back down because I get so fucking tired. Like, the first few hours I take it and I can't stop yawning. And like, I don't start waking up until I'm about to leave for work. And like, that doesn't do me any good. It's not good. So I was like, okay, when can I take it? So now I'm taking it at like 10:30. I took it a little earlier last night. I took it at like 9 because I was at his house and I was gonna lay down for bed, so I figured the difference of an hour and a half is not much difference at all, and I was already exhausted. And even though like I was getting a little anxiety when I first took it, like, it wasn't that bad. I was still so tired that I knew I was gonna sleep, so it didn't matter. But I've been taking it at 10:30 for like a few days now, and that seems to work out a lot better, because I don't care if I'm at work and I get tired from taking it, and I don't care if it's a day off and I take it at 10:30, like, because it's already late and I usually will go to bed earlier on my days off, or try to. And what I usually do is when I get home from work, I only sleep a few hours, and then I try to have like a normal day running errands and being out and about and all that stuff, and then I'll crash out earlier and try to catch up on sleep, though it never quite works out the way I want it to. But I mean, like, I didn't sleep at all yesterday. Oh yeah, and I didn't even get into all the fucking weird shit yesterday. Oh my fucking god. Like, I talked about the tire blowing out, but I didn't talk about the other weird shit. So I went to the mall yesterday. This can be part of my mini haul. I went to the mall yesterday, and I went there because I had a coupon for Victoria's Secret to get a free pair of panties. So I got my panties. Like, I like free underwear. And then I was coming out and I was leaving, and this dude just hands me this piece of paper and he goes, "You're invited to a pool party." And I was like, okay. He goes, "Yeah." It's at the Ameristar, which is like a casino that's like 40 minutes from me, where I live, but it's like maybe 15 from that mall. I was like, okay. And I was just like, thanks. And I just walk away. The guy was acting real like sketched out and kind of weird. He's like kind of doing this. I'm like, yeah, this don't seem sketchy at all. So I have this piece of paper, and it was folded up just like this. This is how he handed it to me. It's a piece of fucking notebook paper. And it has the location and stuff on it. But the funny, I don't know why I find this, so it's a pool party. And okay, all of this is in cursive, and I didn't originally read it quite well, so it's an every Sunday thing. At first I just saw August 25th. I was like, why am I getting invited to a pool party in fucking August and it's April? Like, that makes that even weirder. But this is every Sunday between June 2nd and August 25th. Okay, it's a 21 up thing. It's just, it was weird. What can I say? I'm getting invited to a pool party by some random guy who looks like he was kind of like cracked out a little bit, like doing some weird shit. Like, what is my life? I don't know. It was just a strange situation. I was like, what is this? So, yeah, that was some other high strangeness. Then I went, let's see. Oh, I was having some weirdness with my phone where, like, I sent a text to the guy I'm dating where I told him that situation that happened, and then he was like, note hacking, and I was like, what do you mean note hacking? Because on my side it looked the way I sent it, and then I was like, he copied and pasted what he got. My text completely got changed around. I was like, well, that's not what I sent, and I took a screenshot of what was sent, and like, it was normal on my side. And he goes, that's strange. I was like, your phone's glitching out, man. I don't know what to tell you. So, after all that, See, I'm having a hard time remembering things. Let's see. I took care of my laundry. Sorry. I took care of my laundry. I stopped by my house and I dropped the laundry off because I need to go downtown St. Louis because I had to trade my shirts in. So I dropped everything off except for my work shirts I just cleaned to trade in. So I stopped by the main office, which is like off Henley in St. Louis, and I went in there, and of course they gave me shit about my hair, and I was like, I wear a wig to my site, and she's like, you wear a wig? And I'm like, yeah, I told him that when I got hired, and she's like, okay. That's like, of course I'm getting shit about my hair. I knew I would. You know you can't have that. You know your hair, you can't have that. It's like, bitch, duh, I know that. I haven't been working with this company for like 8 months or whatever the fuck it's been now, and didn't know that I can't have my hair. Anyway, after that, I went to the other Goodwill outlet, which is downtown St. Louis off Market Street, and I'm gonna show what I got. Hi, kitty. Don't knock my laundry down. I'm gonna start off with this creepy little doodle. I found this. I paid 47 cents for him. He needs a little cleaning, but look at those eyes, though. He's got like some old school, like elastic and metal stuff going on. His head's a little wibbly wobbly. He's definitely an older doll. I couldn't tell you how old, but he's definitely all porcelain. He's definitely got a nice creepy aesthetic going on here. His head, you know, is very wibbly wobbly. But yeah, I paid 47 cents because glassware is always cheaper than everything else. Glassware is only like 19 cents a pound or 29 cents a pound. I think it's 19 now. It used to be 29. I like this hand. But yeah, so I feel like this was like my steal from the thing. I like the, I don't know, I was taking pictures of it and I was like, look at my creepy baby. And then all I can think is like Graveyard Girl would love this thing. But this bitch is heavy. It's almost 3 pounds. He's a heavy little dude. He doesn't want to hang out there. My cat's like, fuck this, bye. I literally, okay, so I saw these balls, like those ball pit balls. At first I was just gonna like grab a handful of them because there was a lot of them. And then I had this one guy who was helping me, he was throwing them in my cart. And I was like, I guess I could get all of them and just like try to make like ball chain things. But yeah, so there's just a bunch of those. I have some more like baby heads and stuff from my project, like just plastic ones. But they're at the bottom of all the balls and I don't feel like making a mess right now. And those are super light. And like, the main thing that cost me money was I got some hangers. And of course I had more baby doll parts, like the plastic baby dolls, which are a little heavier. There's like 4 of them in there. But yeah, hangers, not exciting. Not exciting at all. I have this little stuffed animal, a little narwhal. He was so cute. Ooh. This dress, which I swear weighs 2 pounds on its own. Like, this is a heavy knit dress. But look at this thing. It fits me. It's like brand new. Yeah, I like this. Though it's been kind of warm lately. I mean, yesterday wasn't horrible. Actually, the last couple days weren't horrible. It was in the 60s. Like, I could wear this dress the way it's been the last few days, but if it gets anything over like 70, it's gonna be too hot because this is like literally, like, I love the way this knit feels. Like, it's that really thick, like, kind of, I don't want to say soft. It does remind me of like a lot of older 60s, late 60s clothing, but like a little, because this has that stretch in it. Because this is obviously like newer material, like a poly blend. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like some Target something brand, whatever the brand was again. White House Black Market. Yeah, I think that was Target thing. I don't know. Yeah, that dress itself was a couple pounds, so it was a couple dollars. I got this shirt, which is really cute. It's a very nice little sheer, little baby shirt. More hangers. And our thick material dress. This, of course, this is a Massimo, so I know this is a Target. But yeah, I just like a comfortable dress. Like, this dress is hella comfortable. It's stretchy. Comfortable, stretchy. Comfortable, stretchy. Like, anything I can just throw on. And like, you just throw a dress on, put a necklace on, and people think you dress up. Like, people's standards aren't as high as you think. This is that truth. People's standards aren't as high as you think. Like, as easy as it is for me to put one of those dresses on, it's easier for me to put a dress on than sweatpants and a t-shirt. And I look more dressed up. We gotta think about time, people. Like, I can do that faster than someone who just puts on sweatpants and a shirt. Anyway, this is another little tank top thing I got. Thought this would look good under some of like my netted shirts. Anyone who like has watched me enough will know I have a weird affinity for like sheer shirts, and I have a lot of them. And the other thing I got was this scarf. I thought this kind of reminded me of like an old school, really cool, like 60s, 70s thing. It's very long. Like, this is just doubled up right here. But yeah, I really like this. It very much reminds me of that era, though I can tell it's definitely, I'm pretty sure it's a newer something. I don't know, sometimes it's hard to tell if you have like really good condition vintage or if it's a brand new item, though I do think this might be like a newer Target item. Target definitely seems to, especially lately, it does seem like the last 2 years we're definitely getting into like the 60s, 70s, like, you know how it is, you throw back to eras like in the 90s. We were seeing a lot of like hippie late 60s, early 70s, like peace and love and smiley faces and stuff. And then for a little while we were getting on that 80s neon shit for like, you know, 2008, 2009, 2010. I think we're kind of going back to that 60s, 70s thing again, where, I mean, we were kind of getting that 90s stuff for a while there, like the chokers and like the simple dresses were coming back in there for like the last few years. My battery died there for a moment. Anyway, I was getting into eras inspiring current fashion. So like, we definitely for the last few years had a lot of 90s stuff come back, like the chokers and like lace chokers and those little tattoo chokers. That's what I was trying to think of. And like those kind of little baby doll dresses, and some of that stuff was coming back. Combat boots. I always feel like some of that stuff comes back a lot. Like combat boots you can see throughout different eras, like different styles, like punk and all that. I always have an interest in fashion and like vintage fashion stuff too. I mean, obviously I do some vintage resale here and there. Not that much, but like if I find something really good and I know it will either never fit me or like will never look right on my body, I will resell it. And I've sold some pretty cute things, I gotta say, like some things I'd be like, I wish this would fit me at some point, but I know it's not gonna, and there's no point in sitting on it. And I don't even resell things like that expensively, but I still make a decent profit margin on it. So like, I've had dresses I found for like $5 and sold for 30 or 35. I mean, you gotta count my fees and everything I gotta pay to eBay and PayPal, so I'm probably losing another like $5 or $6 on that stuff. Maybe a little more. I just figure I make about 20 on those. But yeah. Oh, but my thought where I was continuing with this kind of stuff, where I feel like a lot of these fashion companies are kind of coming back to like the 60s, 70s stuff now, where you're seeing like a lot of mustards and browns and oranges and like these kind of like rich blues and reds and greens. You're seeing a lot of that stuff kind of come back in vogue. But I've noticed a lot of like mustard and browns and like burnt orange coming back around, and kind of like not like the super hippy dippy flower power, like that part of the 60s 70s. I'm noticing more like your casual 60s 70s type of clothing. Like I do have a pair of pants that I'm gonna sell now because they're too big for me, but they are a women's plus size vintage checkered pants. They're like from the 60s. They're like I'm still kind of a size 18, but they're pretty loose on me, so I always thought they were more like an 18-20. So I'm gonna resell those. I'm only gonna sell them for a few dollars because I think I have a hard time just kind of selling pants and stuff like that in general, even if they're vintage. I've never got more than like $10 for a pair of pants, so. But they're actually really comfortable. And it's like that knit, that heavy knit stuff. And they look cool. But yeah. My thought processing is all jacked up. I like have 2 dead batteries now for this camera. Me and the guy I'm dating, we were recording a video yesterday. He wants to edit it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be for my channel, but he's kind of like in between, like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna make it work or not, because we were playing that Oregon Trail card game and we were just kind of doing a silly video, and I brought my tripods over and my ring light, and he had set his webcam up on the table to record our cards on the table, but at some point it stopped recording, and so he only has like half of it recorded, even though I saw it was recording the whole time. So something happened in the rendering process, but I don't know how long he's gonna take to edit that, or like if he's just gonna give up and be like, well, we gotta redo this, because he said that might be a possibility. I have the original footage too, because he just copied it on his computer to screw around with it. I mean, his kind of rule of thumb is if he's in a video, he wants to edit it, and I'm just like, okay, well, I guess this is where I understand. Like, I'm not gonna, I mean, I prefer to edit things together, but that one I'm just like, you can do whatever you want with that, because we're just being goofy anyway. Like, I don't even think, I mean, like, okay, that like conversation that me and Josh would have like in the videos we did, like, I said things, they were just random. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cut that out, and I'm just like, it's funny, I'm making a joke. Like, well, I don't know, maybe he's just worried about how he come off. He was being all shy too. I don't care what the fuck I say on video. I really don't. I'm an open book. Like, mostly an open book. I'll talk about whatever. He's a little more like shy. He wants to have his own YouTube channel too. At some point he wants me to help him with that when he's done with school. But in the meantime, he wouldn't mind doing stuff with me. Like, so this little dating situation right now is, we've been dating for just a smidge over 5 weeks now. We started dating March 21st. And it's the 26th of April. Ooh, it's been over a month. It's been 5 weeks and a day, to be exact. And I'm that person. I'm that person who keeps track of stuff. But, you know, don't mind me. I'm sure he probably has no idea. Honestly, like, he completely forgets about certain things. Like, his memory is not the best, but I mean, I understand why, so sometimes I have to remind him of things. But yeah, we're dating and not boyfriend girlfriend yet. Of course, the same thing I had to deal with Josh. I mean, we're getting close to a point where I was when I was with Josh, whenever I became boyfriend girlfriend with him, which was, it took 6 weeks when I was with Josh. And like, I said that to Brayden oh, I said his name. I said it to him and it was like, doesn't matter if I say his name now, if he's gonna show up in videos at some point, like, I mean, yeah, right? It doesn't matter. I don't want things to get like weird or something, but like at some point, like I don't see it like crashing and, okay, my anxiety will say things are gonna crash and burn, but like, I don't think so. But, I mean, we're talking like we're gonna be together. But then again, Josh does the same thing. See, this is my brain. This is my anxiety. But anyway, what I was like trying to get onto was he was talking about, I was asking him like, when does because he called me his gopher, and I was like, when do I get upgraded? When do I get upgraded? He goes, oh, you'll always be a gopher. And I was like, yeah, but when do I also get to be a girlfriend? He goes, a little bit. He did that. That was like last week. And he did say he was starting to get attached to me on Sunday. He said that. And like, we're just working on communication stuff. Because we definitely have different styles of how we approach things. And we're finding the in-between. But like, at first I had my concerns about that. And like, there are things where I'm like, okay, if I'm being really needy, like certain things might bother me. Like, him not being really cuddly at night. Like, there are times when I might really need that, and it might make me sad. So these are things I think about. But he definitely seems like with communication stuff that it's like he's trying to listen and hear what I have to say about it, and like he doesn't want to upset me. He's said he had like some issues in previous relationships with how he will come across things, or like his perception about things. So that's where where I'm saying the positive is that he wants to change and he wants to be better. And I think that's definitely something when it came to communication in past relationships that was lacking. Like, there was always the talk of the change, but I wasn't seeing the effort that I needed to see. And like, you can talk all day, but you need to like really put the effort in. And so as long as I see the effort on his end, like, I'm fine with it. Like, you know, I don't like fighting or anything, and I think we've been pretty good at avoiding fights mostly. We've had a couple little bickerings early on, and that's why I wasn't super confident in the beginning about the relationship. And I honestly thought, like, there was a couple times where I was like, well, I can't do this, like, and I feel like as soon as I was like, well, if that's your standard, like, I'm not gonna be the one, like, I might as well just leave now. And I feel like as soon as I said something like that, and this was like in the first couple weeks, as soon as I said something in that regard, he kind of backed off a little bit. So, I don't know. It seems like things, I don't see things he said in the beginning, I don't even feel like, maybe it just wasn't clear to me what he meant, or maybe he didn't even know what he meant. I feel like this is really bright now. Oh, no. Wow. That ring light really does light here. I'm just turning it down a little bit. I feel like so washed out because I'm so pale. And like the sun's coming in behind me. Yeah. Sorry, my camera, I'm trying to like, it like keeps focusing and unfocusing on me. But yeah, I'm losing my train of thought again. Relationship stuff and communication. I was just like being willing to communicate and finding ways to make things like not triggering and not upsetting, because I'm definitely a person who gets triggered easily by like anything that comes off as like anger or aggression, and I think he's trying to get used to that. like, he doesn't intend it that way, but if he gets kind of aggravated, he gets a little, like, stop. And it's just like, for me, that comes off as bad. For other people, it probably wouldn't, but for me, that can be a little bit like, like, I don't know, I'm sensitive. I get hurt easily. And he knows that. So, I don't know, that's where we're at with that. I always have a hard time with relationship stuff. Like he says he's getting attached, and I'm starting to get attached, and I always consider this like the dangerous area of like, when you start to get attached, but like it still feels like everything could fall apart. And like, I found this song like a few days ago, and I've been listening to it a lot on repeat. It's called Gold Stupid Love, and it's like a Excision and some other person. Why you need to focus? Jesus. But yeah, that's basically like, that song is pretty much where I'm at. I mean, I've definitely been there in a lot of relationships. Like, I was thinking about Josh with that song too. That was kind of bad whenever you like listen to a song, you're thinking about multiple people. Like, that's me though. I'm just like that type of person. Like I don't know. I've fallen in love with so many people, and you know, you can see good in people. I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but like, just the falling in love thing. Like, I've fallen in love really fast with people. That's my borderline. I feel like I'm trying to be a lot healthier about stuff, and like be aware of like what my attractions are, and like know what's a healthy attraction and what isn't. And like, that can be really fucking hard. Like, it's really fucking hard, and it takes a while to get it down. And like, there's places where I'm like I've been doing this the whole time I've been dating him, and I'm just like, okay, is this gonna be a healthy situation or an unhealthy situation? Because there's parts where I'm like, okay, well, this is good. And then there's other parts where like, this could go really bad. Like, really bad. And I have my concerns in certain areas. And like, I've been approaching this with a certain amount of caution. But like, you can only have so much caution. For me, there's only so much caution until like, I still fall in love with somebody. Like, I'm in that, I'm starting to get attached, and like, that can be a really like dangerous road if things go bad. Like, just me being all fucked up again. Like, that's, I don't like it. I don't want to go down that road. I just want things to like work out with somebody, and like have things be good, and like have somebody I can communicate with, and who wants to work on things, and like, I don't know. Just like, you can have your struggles, and like, we both have mental health issues, and we're both like trying to like get meds right, and you know, figure shit out, and balance finances, and pay debts, and you know, I mean, we're both somewhat in similar parts of our life too. Even though he's in school, I couldn't do school with my mental health issues. He's trying to balance doing his school and the work, and I'm like, kudos to you. Like, he can definitely have a higher tolerance for more than I can in that regard. I couldn't do it. I could not support myself and go to school at the same time. I tried it and I ended up in the psych. So sometimes you gotta know where your limits are. And like, I feel like this is where sometimes we have issues, where he uses himself as the measuring stick for what a person can do. I was like, but everybody's different. Everyone's mental health is different. I said, I experience things really intensely because the borderline. And like, you just gotta remember, I was like, you can tell me what your experience is, but we're two different people. And like, I can appreciate your experience and like what you're able to tolerate, but just remember that I'm not you. And I can't always tolerate everything you can tolerate, and maybe I need more help with certain things, and maybe I will suffer more from certain things, like lack of sleep. I suffer a lot from that. And like, he has sleep problems and stuff, but he seems to be able like to get through it. Like, he's having some issues like falling asleep during the day, like, which is not good. No, like, I'm concerned with him and his, like, he's talking about almost falling asleep while driving, and like, that does worry me. But I suffer more emotionally when I'm not getting enough sleep, and like, it fucks with my mental health a lot more in that regard, and it makes me a lot more sensitive, even with the medication. Like, the meds, I'm still trying to, like, we're not there yet. It's all a process. There's some things that feel like they're better, and other things where I'm like, bitch, we ain't there yet. Because I'm still, I've definitely had some bad days still, and, you know, it's frustrating, and, you know, you're trying to find a balance. And like, for me, I know there's never gonna be a miracle, or that it's ever gonna be 100% or perfect. I'm just trying to get to a level where I can get my fucking sleep right. Like, this is the thing I've been trying to work on. Like, my sleep is so fucked up and not good. Like, I would like to get my average back around 7 if I can. And like, I started taking the valerian root, and it's kind of helping me stay asleep, but kind of not. It really depends on the day. I feel like I have to take a sleep med if I actually want to fall asleep, and like melatonin makes me feel sick, and then it stops working after a few days. And I was taking like a sleep aid that's like the shit they put in like Tylenol PM, but it's just the sleep part. But you're not really supposed to take that every day, so I don't. So if I don't take it, I'm up 2 or 3 hours before I fall asleep. And this has always been my issue with my insomnia. It's always about getting to sleep. I can kind of stay asleep, but I will always wake up, because my bladder at least, but I do wake up like off and on here and there. But I usually fall back asleep most of the time. So it's always the main issue is like the actual like getting to sleep part, which has always been a struggle, because I'm just like a constant, like, the wheel's always turning in my head. So I'm trying to get the sleep part on track, and it's really hard, but I know it's important to my mental health to get my sleep right. It's frustrating as fuck. It really is. Like, my sleep was actually pretty good for a few months, like when I first started my job. But even after me and Eddie broke up, which is my ex-fiance, who I was with for over 3 years, my sleep was still pretty alright, even though I was upset and stuff. Like, I mean, just because the end of a relationship, like, it's gonna happen, but I knew it needed to happen. It wasn't a good relationship. Nothing was changing. It was just stagnant, and he wasn't doing what he needed to do for the relationship. So, like, we're still friends, but it is what it is. But yeah, I was still sleeping pretty good until like November, and then I just feel like I've been in this phase with the depression stuff where everything's just been so bad, and it was just like a downhill thing from November into December. And then after Sandy died, it's just been a fucking wrecking ball of shit. And like, I went like on a very slow upcline, because I've been doing the medicine and everything, and like trying to get that right. And I've been going to the support groups, and like, I'm doing better than I was doing when I was with Josh, that's for sure. And like, I feel so horrible about all that. Like, I wish all that went better. I've told him this like multiple times now. Like, he knows how I feel about that situation. But it's, you can be on the up crawl, but I'm always worried about slipping back, and I do slip back. Like, I can have days where I fall all the way back in it. But my counselor was saying that, even my counselor noticed, like, the last few months I was the worst she had seen me. And she's been seeing me for over 1.5 years now, and like, she's seen me go through some rough stuff, but she's like, yeah, you were doing, she's like, I thought when you broke up with Eddie, like, that was gonna be like the down spiral. and that you were gonna have a lot of issues. She's like, but you were actually doing okay. She's like, I mean, you were upset, but you were nowhere near as bad as you were the last few months. She's like, and I'm seeing you do all this work and you're really trying to take care of yourself. I'm like, I am. I mean, I've always been trying to take care of myself, but there's also a lot of fear, and I have a lot of issues with medicine, and like, if you can't tell, I'm like over here like bouncing my leg. It's the fucking Xanax, man. It gives me the like the leg bounce is real over here. Like, and like I'll just start doing it. I don't even realize it until it just gets really intense. But it's just part of the side effects, and it makes me gassy. Like, my stomach's been a bubbling cauldron of shit. I don't know what else to say about it. It's very bubbly, a lot of burping, a little tooty toot. But that's medication for you, man. Like, you just get side effects, and it fucked with my anxiety. But the valerian root is helping with like some of the other physical anxiety stuff a little bit. Like, my heart rate gets a little up, but not as bad as it was without the valerian root. That's the main reason I keep taking the valerian root, is because it's actually helping with the physical anxiety stuff. I do get a little nauseous here and there, but and then like sexual side effect stuff where it's just messing with sensitivity. And like, you know, some people won't talk about this stuff because I think, oh, TMI, fuck it. Like, when I talk about how I don't care, like, I think it's good to talk about this stuff, especially like people who've never been on medicine before. Like, it takes a while for your body to adjust, and it can be really shitty. And I get, this is where I think Brayden was right about, like, I can get in my head about it because it does bother me a lot when I first start. Like, this isn't as bad as other medicine I've been on, but like the first time I was on Zoloft, like, I didn't have really any side effects. So it's just like, but I haven't been on Zoloft since 2010, so it's been almost 10 years. It's weird to go back on something. I'm on a lower dose than I was back then, and I'm still taking my ketamine too. Yeah, so I feel like I've been talking a lot. This is gonna be a long video, but yeah, I think that's everything for now. I can talk more in other videos. We talked about my weird day yesterday, which feels like a million miles away now. It really does. I slept and it does not even feel like all that shit happened yesterday. Like getting my car towed and getting my tire replaced. Oh, did I say, like, okay, so I had a roadside coverage, but it still cost me $30 to replace the tire. So that's my out-of-pocket cost for that bullshit. Because I'll get the money back on the tow. It might take them a month or two, but I'll get that money back. But yeah, it was just inconvenient. It took like 2 hours out of my day and $30 out of my pocket. I mean, technically it was like 70 something because of the tow, but like I said, I'm gonna get the money back. I think the last time I got a roadside, it took like 60 days to get my check from them. Between the time I sent the receipt and the time they sent me the check, it was about 45-60 days. Anyway, that's everything for now. Hope you didn't mind my rambling about all the bullshit and the weirdness and the sleep and the medicine and the relationship relationship stuff. And I hope you enjoyed my little thrifty haul, my mini thrift haul, and my creepy little baby friend. Subscribe if you want I post random shit. Spooky, spooky.